kick off in our third seed.
MIBR on defense.
A stellar matchup.
G2 on attack. Despiel so late. And no raid boss on this one. But we do have a 4-person stack for what is looking like potential just a hit.
That comes up in a main. It's good to see Ascent back. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe some people disagree, but I like it.
Okay, I'll ask you that in 2 weeks.
Aspas is pretty much baiting everyone over towards heaven here.
Execute utility, MIBR. They are stacked up here, to be fair.
Oh, here's Jorg
Dude,
already at the 4.
the Teo stuff did a lot of damage. Burner got a lovely kill. Does he expect leaf towards short? He's looking. Dude, Jorgamon's popping off. Omen flash into the dash has been lovely.
Cuts the legs out from under Trent, but Jorg is on his 4th. You've got to give him more than that, surely. Jorg is hungry for it. What's the right click?
Okay, nicely handled from Jorgamon. Very nice on this one. Omen flash into the dash though. Very, very strong. And the Teo did so much damage.
This movement is so sick. Paranoia connection onto our team there.
Oh, they do a deeper smoke that works as a one-way, so if you tuck into the corner to dodge the salvos, you have to run into the one-way. Dude, that smoke's nice. And it works as a smoke for people just hitting over towards site. Sorry, trying to fight over towards heaven.
What is it?
Whoops.
So, return to monkey, is that the third part? Alright, good as you. Caught out there, of course, by that salvo. Couldn't quite escape. Beautifully laid down there by Trent. He was 0-3, first kill, first death in that previous game. So a tough one for him, but again, the util usage was where it needed to be. What? Aspas doing Aspas things, Wyatt.
Didn't even look like he got that shot.
Yeah, he nearly got
now
another.
He got some significant damage dealt, and with a very weak Trent. Could certainly see MIBR getting away with well. Okay, maybe not. Leaf gets that nice, clean, free little spray down with the Stinger as they're stacked up.
I feel like we're seeing this a lot, actually. The player with the Sheriff receiving a push from
Yeah, one away from a waylay ult as well, so first buy round, and oops. First buy round, we're probably going to have to see a punish of an A main.
Probably die too. Playing this.
Maybe why don't I just go share?
I'll just watch my teammates play the game.
Back to it.
Indeed. Round 3 coming up now. Heavy presence here for G2 on the A side of the map, but Aspas will be posted up. Play off this one way. Valen's already TP'd across.
Yeah,
Flash in.
that's the punish of the orb.
Aspas doesn't see anything from it now. Will be
A
forced
great
away
stun,
from A
though.
main, and so G2 scale into that space. Artisan on the corner. Oh, catches Jorg. Not ready for it at all, but Trent's having to take the trade.
But they...
Messy. G2 showing us a little bit of aggression.
That's impressive though. Dude, they just were not expecting him here, even though he Omen flashed earlier.
The entire horde of G2 who had, with finesse, traded out in A main, despite having the weaker weapons, despite this being a fairly soft bonus buy. You know, with Leaf only picking up the Sheriff into this, they didn't over-invest.
I mean, aptly named is Leaf, as a strong wind would blow him away here. 6 health. That spike is it's virtually in Albuquerque as far as he's concerned. Shout out New Mexico. Big fan. And Leaf will now drift across the map.
Yes, I love driving through New Mexico for several hours in the desert on the way to Texas. Fond memories.
30 seconds left.
And there's not much to be done here.
Okay,
really.
can he get an extra kill here?
Bit of a soft bonus here for G2.
He might get good timing.
Lose any sleep off losing this round, but God, that spray transfer for Shannon hard to do as well with the
Oh.
Vandal. Low enough though that
I'm sorry, just not gonna catch a free timing onto Shannon.
In this economy?
Okay, he does have 9 seconds, so there's a 0% chance he's winning this round, right?
Okay, sure,
Right,
Doctor.
you
Yep, you got it, buddy. There it is.
Still look really nice bonus in terms of the damage done.
He takes time and he gets a free kill. Sure.
Really nice
Why not?
bonus, and they were very close to winning it. Jorgamon.
Okay, convergence
May not
paths
into this
available
round.
here for Jorg as well. This is so messy. Look at this. 1, 2. Look at this correction. Pardon? Okay, buddy. Nasty stuff. Raw stopping power there from Shannon. And not a moment too soon, as G2 were threatening to overrun that A site again. Jorg is ulti ready to go though.
Yeah, that'll be crucial. No one else particularly close to ultimates.
I mean, Bacon, this was one of the only uses of it that I said looked good.
Into mid, playing off of the space denial from the guiding salvos, and has this lineup for the convergent paths to send that into
Yeah,
mid.
the all off the drone. It's pretty nice.
Fire rate, your recoil recovery, your util readying, everything. Jorg with that speed boost now can move on in and decided to straight up give it up by MIBR. They'll play for this retake.
Yeah, it's a nice set strat on this. Double dash fast over towards here. You then use the drone over towards B. You're alling off the drone, and then everyone sends it over towards site.
On the move, give that guy a taste of his own medicine. Now, if I'm Jorg, surely I'm thinking Arzin is on the other side of this impish with that judge.
How'd you even retake this? Hope that Aspas kills everyone. Yeah, the call already comes in to lock him in and do damage.
Okay, there it is. The timing is so good. He hears Arzin try and back away. Shenom wisely opts to TP across the breach. And Aspas could probably come out here with one or more, but might have to give the rifle up. Gotta reveal himself. Awkward. Okay, Leaf, well, swings about.
This guy is the run and gun king, by the way.
He's having a little chuckle on the cam as well.
Yeah.
Able to win that one out, and can't really blame him. Pretty tragic that Aspas can't save that rifle. That is a round, though, to me, that really illustrates why these guys have Jaha on the team, because he will be the one that will push forward, take a timing through the smoke, an intuitive moment, catches out
Ascent takes that? Actually, that is true.
There, easy round win. You've gotten your team a significant advantage.
God, I feel like we really
He has the most mad kills.
Convergent paths is, though, as an ultimate. There was just no choice for the defenders but
yeah, no, sorry.
entirely. Jorg did not have to follow up on it. He didn't have to take a risk by, you know, making
I had to
use of
correct
that hindrance
myself.
to find kills. MIBR said, no, you know what? You can take it.
7 for 1 MIBR. Like 4
Ooh.
one way, and it works so far.
Actually out of there as well.
Arzin with his second of the game now to back away.
Okay, now this gets into
Is not able to
weird
take
territory
right
for this
before he's
round.
troubled.
No
Happy enough to
smokes.
take the mastermind off the battlefield.
I mean, Arzin has been relatively quiet today, but I say that maybe only by comparison of last week where he dropped 18 for 4 on 1/2 of
Again,
split with
he had
550 ACS.
3 4Ks over the course of the map.
But he has been an outrageously valuable player for MIBR.
Oh boy, that is. He's like trying to get into a position to punish the no smokes maybe. Ends up going down, Trip goes down over towards middle, and the whole round now becomes an absolute nightmare, especially for Verno. Yeah, and realizes that he's just going to get ulted on, so tries to go aggro. Yeah, this is a prime example of like one little misstep or one little timing, you could even argue, just snowballs into a round loss.
A successful retake then for the Brazilian side, but it's just not possible at this point.
And I think this is when we start asking the question, right? This is going to be a 4th attack side round for G2, a 3-gun save for MIBR. Over a full best of 3, do this MIBR team have the depth to handle a team like G2? I really think that's the next step, the next hurdle in their way.
The rough thing about the fact that they have to keep saving is Aspas doesn't really get an opportunity to save money and get an omp. And you would probably got to imagine that's a giant win condition, especially as he can like play a lot of the angles where the Sova, well, not here, but it is still strong against the no Sova.
The last time was like 2024 Loud playing like Phoenix Viper on this map. You remember that? Sardark just cooking up something ridiculous.
That was... yeah, a little out of pocket.
I mean, Bacon, all I'm saying is that a Teo comp should always beat a no Teo comp.
That was fun. Yeah, I mean, Leaf winning that fight is important.
Oh my goodness.
He just has beef.
Damn, dude.
That was just...
I mean, again, this is a long series. Honestly, long series.
You gotta have that confidence.
Absolutely. And frankly, you know, Leaf's had his share of hard knocks over the course of Haven. That's some really unfortunate timings here.
Hey, you want to talk about long series? G2 have been doing a number of those over the past couple months, going back to the kickoff finals against Sen.
I mean, the narrative about this team was that they always lost map 1 as well, even last year. They took a long time to get going, but they also showcased this grit, this resilience after like bad starts to sort of come back. They're used to playing these long series in general, right? But it's taxing, it's exhausting, and for these youngsters on MIBR, it's a long day at the office. You've got to stay in the game. It looks like that from Verno again.
Yeah, I
tough
knew you
over
were
on
setting
Sirius to
yourself
sort
up
of
for something.
continue to
I
stay
respect
sharp,
it.
and he tries to get the drop on Leaf, and I get it, but him falling there opens up the site, and G2 take advantage.
Yeah, really rough position for MIBR at the moment.
Timeout, Coach Fraud getting
I think at one point
Just thinking back again to
they
what
just got to save for an
Coach
op
and
also.
G2 Josh said after that first map loss that he just wants them to win this to prove to themselves that they can make this comeback a reality.
Such a great point. I mean, G2 have not been losing map 1 this year, right? That was very much a last year thing. In Bangkok, they were winning all these 2-0s, right? Until they got to the final. It was 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, and then obviously a best of 5 against T1. But they remember what a long series is like. Don't worry.
Not ready yet.
At least sending out some utility over towards Catwalk, towards mid that would deny any forward
Yeah,
pressure.
at one point,
But MIBR had
maybe someone has to get hit by these utils to like make them use more util.
Somewhere around B tiles, G2, they just want to get into this B site. They want to get in fast.
Oy, okay, Whiplash anybody? Jorgamo's having to get out there with that refraction. Aldrone deployed here, and MIBR now tucking into the side. They're looking to anchor. They want to fight. They've
Dude,
got the
no
weapons for it too.
smoke.
This is one of the nice things about having the Waylay. You can get in, get a lot of the util out, and then re-hit.
Timing! Timing! Oh, Aspas falls! Cortesi at least able to trade it. Here comes Trent and Leaf though by Speedway. Door's going to come down and mark it. It's going to have to be banged open by Verno because his teammate needs help. Tries for a swing. Gets one. That's good enough for now, surely.
Gets one, desperately needed that one. The round would have probably been done. Now MIBR, they have a chance to go for a real retake in this situation.
Baron sprays, but he's backing up as he does. And
Oh, that is...
Trent is there.
That's a
No big
disaster.
presence here for G2. They're all on the side, but they've got this util.
What was that? Just
Got it.
random spam through.
Pure
That must have
melted
been
him.
Only the man with the stinger, but still.
Speaking of melting him as well.
Big.
Big Omen
He'll
Flash.
be slowed up though. That Teo util
It's
will
the
make
guy
this a bit
backside,
awkward.
that's
It's now
it,
a
not
2v2.
even.
Verno
Enemy
has
remaining.
to make the play. Verno, the one that couldn't complete it previously. The professor.
Oh my god, what just happened?
And it favors him as it always tends to do. It's G2 getting to 5.
You need a lot of mouse
What's he
pads
done
to make
there?
a flick like that happen. Was that forward facing and then reverse up? Got to see that on the replay. That looked
What's he
absolutely
done?
mental.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god, Bruno should have had that locked up.
He's using a yoga mat for a mouse pad, surely.
MIBR were able to isolate the prior 2 fights as well with some really swift jiggle pieces.
That's
Bruno had done
outrageous,
fantastic
man.
work to even bring
That
it
is
to that point.
outrageous.
Again, that is the depth of the G2 talent. Like, we haven't even really seen in 2025 moments where Jonas needed to be that guy for the team. But in 2024, he would have random maps where this guy's playing Viper on Lotus, gives you 28 kills. All right, cool. He can do it if he's called
Okay,
upon.
win condition. Get the op out.
Okay, ping there. Aspas did see the barrel there of Leaf's weapon, but didn't want to give himself away.
It's just a
Yet,
shame that
anyway.
it took 7 rounds for them to do it.
Always want to try and plan a way to negate the effect of the AWP, right? Like hit these sites where they know Aspas is not. They did it on Haven a lot, right? Just try and play around it. And they don't just play raw contact. They're not that kind of team most of the time. Oy, okay, Chenamdo wanted to take the fight. And G2 want these push-ups. They want this aggressive play from MIBR. Here's an Armageddon that's going to come
Yeah,
ahead.
now
but
they're
it
gonna have to
really opens up
retake.
the site now. Will
A
be
lot down to
cleared.
Aspas with
John's going to get in here with the plant. He's going to get in close to that ultimate too.
I can't express enough how important the kills.
Okay,
Bruno keeps
I mean that
finding
kill
hard.
gave Verno
Again,
his
a round
ult.
where they've now opened up the real possibility
And
of
then now
going
they
for
can
a
combo
retake.
this.
Hunter's Fury to get
But
into
Verno's
this
not in a
too.
position to do it.
Should be pretty obvious to MIBR though, expecting a player A main, 2 on the site.
Yeah, honestly, won't be any time to use that ult. It's going to come down to the gunfights. Can Aspas actually get a kill with the ult? He does. That's a great opener.
In a split
Oh,
second
man,
before
big
the Teo
recon.
neutral comes in, he gets the shot now. It's up to Jorg. 1v3. Verno's down. He's knocking him apart.
No way.
Shot connects, and surely
5?
not Jorg.
Oh my god! How have we got a Jonah P 1v3? Sorry, Jonah P 1v2 into that?
Always. It's
They're
Jorg
just
that
doing the
delivers.
most mad rounds I've ever seen.
That is actually the clip straight out of the Waylay trailer on the
So
A side,
insane.
1v3. Back-to-back rounds from G2 where they are hitting inhuman flicks.
Oh,
How
God.
does he get that onto Aspas up top?
He does it again.
This is why they've signed him. This is why we expected
The
G2
Aspas
to
go? Yeah, the
be
Aspas goes
world
crazy.
leader this year, having the X factor in Jaw, taking them over the top
Oh man.
to that world-class level that only a couple
Nuts
other
rounds.
teams can really be on.
Did you call the timeout for the mental? Nah.
He's
He's gotta accept it a little bit.
They are so different, and Jaw is just him.
See how this round looks.
Up in the sea there, top mid. Our drone's going to be able to clear at least A main. Verno's been good. You mentioned it, finding these important kills that at least give
Loves the clip on A site, yeah.
Falling further and behind.
He does
This
just
is a round where they've got nothing compelling except the
own this map.
Aspas needs to step up, needs to carve them away, but has to get out. Oh, Jorg, hit with the paranoia
Oh,
there.
that's a lot of util out of them. Now it gets a little bit weird with a gun down here. Keep an eye on odds in reaction over towards A.
Trying to find these mid-round timings to take fights.
With this Cortezia should probably just cage and get out of there. Oh god, KO, stop this. Leaf takes a lot of space as well. This is really, really weird. Dude, what a mid-round call this was, by the way. Look at the mini-map. Double kill trip, and Shenum does get here in time.
Barely any prior opportunity, but through the smoke purely. The ping on Trent.
No one can break the kill trip. This mid-round has been electric at the moment. Maybe it'll slow down for a second. Leaf is still so forward, so weak.
Oh my goodness, Leaf is low. Artazine wins it out against Valen there in B main, and Jonah's the only healthy part of G2. Suppressed briefly here, but Artazine's now in command. 4 players for MIBR. Deep press and they go for it.
Oh, not again. Kind of doable.
Still suppressed.
Very hard, but kind of doable.
Gets his way up Speedway, knows he's got to deal with 2 here. Oh, buddy. Cortezia's head rolls instantly, and now Artazine has to make this work. He has a fragment to hold Leaf at bay. That is a huge piece of util. And Leaf's going to go for it. Take the fight. Sees the hand that's playing, though. It's Wayward. Comes through.
It was so close. Dude, so much crazy stuff went on in this round. There's like so many good reactions that went on. Also the mid-rounding, and I guess the call was from Leaf, to be honest. It was really good. Pushed through middle, HUD one rotate off, and then HUD the second one, called his team to cancel.
To find that first kill with the Blade Storm, and then somehow just no one able to break that kill trip that allowed Shenum to slowly get a free kill. Watching things out in the end. God, they needed that desperately to stay in this half. Things were looking dire, and at least
why doesn't he walk there? Mate, he'll full defuse if he walks all the way around here.
There's a trip up in mid. It's likely Jorg looks to test it.
He tapped it as the molly went out.
Top mid and now G2 cross.
1, 2, 3, 4 that can't buy next.
And the 0 point there, I think, doesn't spot anything out for Artazine. Keep them guessing.
And they're kind of slowly splitting up into A, and then they excel off this ultimate. Look at the speed from Jaw off the ultimate conversion pass.
There's a timing though behind him. Cortezia's able to take him down, but Artazine has fallen. Still pressure onto the side as Zenom TPs into help.
Good Omen flash. Dude, Leaf had some nice movement to dodge this, and look at the HPs.
Okay, Valen down, Trent also struggling. Leaf! Gets 2.
Oh my god, spotted ahead of Shenum. He knows his path to the right side of hell right now. Aspas has to break through the door.
He's a wild card, but he has to give himself a way to get to the side, and here's that steel guard, and awkward for Shenum now. Double swing should take him out. And it's up to Aspas. He'll have access to his weapon, but it's not great here.
It's a nightmare.
The operator against 2.
Oh.
Okay, Leaf is down. Surely Jonah doesn't challenge this. Surely he's hit back. Surely! And Aspas will deliver his own brand of
this
justice.
whole, I can't believe we're only like 10 rounds in, 9 rounds in.
That's what happens
It's
when you
mad the amount of rounds we've seen. We've seen a 1v2, another 1v2, a 1v3.
You can't give him an
There's so many
like
close
that.
rounds.
Give him that window, that little attempt at the double face on site. Goes awry. Jonah just didn't have the angle to support Leaf. It's one after the other. Dominoes fall. Aspas too consistent, too good. At least Josh looks a little bit unscathed on the right.
I mean, again, your team has 6 attack side
I mean,
rounds.
yeah, they got a lot of rounds.
You have that at least to lean on.
You are still in a commanding position, and it's required heroics from MIBR to stay in this game.
What they've had to do to mimic a fraction of G2's power is just have superstars go tropical. Heading to the next round here. Timeout called for G2. Look, they buy an outlaw. So Leaf at least is considering that right now. And there's no, I would say, key ultimates to sort of get excited about in that G2 side of things. They love a little bit more extractive.
Oh my god, Saint actually came back here the can.
Half armor, to be fair, so there is some play for the outlaw to be had if Leaf commits to it.
This honestly feels to me like a G2 calling a timeout from Josh just to ice the kicker.
Yeah.
They've been playing this half very
I mean, they're
well.
still in an incredible
All of
position.
MIBR's mid-round aggression that they're attempting has been
And the money
nullified
is
outside of
insanely
that
low.
one-time Aspas got the Blade Storm kill.
I storm 55 with the Prime. Appreciate the 2 months.
That has really brought them the wins at this point. You want to slow that momentum down here.
And MIBR happy to take the opportunity.
Chat, all I'll say is, like, criticism of a 1vx is normally 99% of the time a hindsight. He broke the door. He could be out here. Double swing would win. It's the fact that he held this angle over towards B. Similar thing. Like, people are asking him to be walking halfway. This guy's just gonna, like, the guy's just gonna defuse. Like, I promise you, if you feel like you want to make criticism in a 1vx, you don't know enough about the game to be typing. I mean it in the nicest way possible.
And hope that someone from MIBR maybe just goes for a jiggle peek.
Because you're probably not thinking of all the factors that went into it.
Mid, though, means that Leaf is likely to cross and maybe try and push up against that trap wire in mid.
I like this setup right now from MIBR. It's a good counter to the fact that G2 have been going for a lot of slow A splits.
There's 1% of the time where I'll give you it. But
and Inferno can play off a trip.
Okay.
Over towards tree.
Balance saw the jet, I think. Now I don't know where the op
ooh, I haven't seen this nade for a long time. What you gonna do?
Site,
Oops, that's probably why we haven't seen it for a long time. Missed. It is a rough one. They do a different lineup to the other one.
Comes that outlaw. Inferno tries back in though, coming down from grass. Door will drop.
30 seconds.
Jorg pulls out now, back into A main as it will be a plant.
Inferno has a recon for this retake. That'll be a useful tool. Wants to send that in as remaining MIBR.
Does Jonah P want to ult this? 3 people aren't read by next. Only Valen that can't buy it. Well, no, they could buy. But yeah, important round for MIBR. Yeah. The double. This guy is just insta headshots, man.
Great little retake there for MIBR.
Insta headshots.
With an operator to work, so odds feel against them. That's their fourth, and now stringing these rounds together.
That was well done. I mean, the setup almost worked to perfection outside of Leaf. And with that tripwire, he's able to take that one extra step, find an angle to get a kill towards A main. That's when things really got opened up for G2 to have an opportunity. When it comes down to the retake, pretty clinical from MIBR. Inferno Cortezia, they double up to fight anyone on site while you have Osbos up top who can control any swings for main. Perfect.
3 rounds in a row. G2 though still able to buy. That last round they had Outlaw, a couple rifles, they did some work. Such that Artisan's on a Spectre here.
Ooh.
Here's Jorg. Lightspeed gets him in the mid.
This one's still relatively nice. Do they do a KO flash when they do this? Yeah, they do. Salvo, KO flash. Push him out into the open, so they have to eat the flash.
Because he had that convergent path, they went for this big B execute. Different this time though, as it's Jonah who's embedded in the space that the Waylay took prior. Do G2 just want to pivot into another slow A hit? Oh, man, taking up mid.
Selling it. Okay, getting caught so
early
though.
But his Artisan ready for this. They got a higher lower. Oh my goodness. I mean, fair play. Oh, great shot.
Snappy stuff there from Jorgamo. Gets himself through tree. Now onto this A side.
You're in so much trouble.
Always. He's going to be neutralized here.
Jaw is just willing G2 to a win. Both of those kills, massive impact found in the round.
Aspas got a rifle though, so got rid of the op and now has a more appropriate weapon for this take. Trent, bless his lucky stars, gets away from the shocky that would have ended him. But Jorg is so low.
Jorg is so low. There's an extra bit of spam there. Wait, everyone's so low. Dude, Verno's just owning everyone from heaven.
Takes an opportunity. Leaf is looking up towards that heaven side, and there it is. Jorg has to do it with so
oh my goodness. There's so many clutches. He's got a 1v2, he's got a 1v3. Jonah P's got a 1v2.
Pivotal openers and then closes when it's all on his back at the
Aspas
end
1v2.
Well.
It's a Jorg game, man. 18 frags here after 11 rounds.
Insane. This is one of the maps where Jaw just seems to be the human highlight reel, taking us back to probably the most iconic ace in the history of the game when he had the airplane Bucky. He just is a totally different beast.
You're so good, bro.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, he is.
The professor for
great insights from
this was nice though. I like this from MIBR. They saw the ult early, and they maybe looked at the demo where they did the ult here as well. So it's like 3 for 3 where they've had way late ult and they've tried to buff towards here. So Aspas fully ready for this one. Obviously they used it in this round, in this game before. Omen flash hit 2 on site.
Sheer weight of numbers, overwhelming the defenders. MIBR feels like they do everything right, but they can't win the gunfights when they matter.
Yeah, overwhelming the defenders who were stacked up in the site, by the way. This should be easy for G2 to clean up. It's so rare that they lose situations like this. That being said, this has been a map where MIBR have
8 on
made
attack,
magic
yeah,
happen
that
at
is
crucial moments.
That is too
It's
many.
not too big of an ask. Their reflank from Leaf looks to be on the right timing as well.
Again, back into market. This time, no camera to spot him out. No time!
Very, very nice.
To react either.
Nothing to look at either. Fully flashed up, just staring at a white screen and still finds the headshots. I swear that has been the tale of Leaf today. It's so bizarre. Every time we're on his POV, he's either hitting the sickest shots you've ever seen or just completely whiffing. But right now he's at 16 and 7, so hey, no complaints.
One enemy remaining.
Have a look at this, yeah. Hey, he comes back for a second pass at it, and Leaf is having a game.
Full blind. Let's go, baby.
They were full blind, exactly. Leaf able to capitalize on that big time.
Gotta say, this is the first map of the 3 where one team is just looking
That's true, yeah.
definitively
They
better
are.
than the other at the moment. MIBR,
They
bear
are
in
just
mind,
miles, well,
heroics
I won't say
required
miles
to
ahead,
stay
but
in.
score-wise, yeah.
Of course, we have a battle of titans, but also a battle of mascots. Is it Jorgamo's Mango, or it might be our Sakura? Yeah, okay.
Wow, really?
I mean,
They're
with
they're
Sakura
petting the
on the debut
pits,
today,
they're
very
petting,
impressive. Oh,
they're
yeah,
pitting
Mango, it's on
the
mouse pad
pets
as well.
against each other.
See it down there
That's
on
impossible
stage.
to say.
I don't want to pay.
Sakura gets 2.
I don't want to choose, Mitch.
She's
They're
so
both
So
small.
I feel sorry for
So
the
small.
pet that
Okay,
loses.
It is a real question, cats and dogs in here. Yeah.
little guys.
Oh, we have indecisive voter. I actually don't blame you. Okay. You know what you like. I appreciate it.
We need to do a content segment where they hang out together. That's what we really
Pick a
need.
pet,
In
I
the
just prefer
production.
cats,
So
man.
good. With,
Dogs are
with
too much
Jorg and
work.
Aspas as well. Yeah, I can't
You gotta
decide
take 'em
either.
out.
Sakura is like as small as a shoe.
That's too
It's like
much.
a little baby croc. You know what I mean? I can't. Yeah, it's mirrored. It's okay. Takes us a while to get used to it as well. All right, Riot Games Arena, voting with their hands.
Take him out. Isn't outside, dudes.
perfect
What the
compliment to
hell?
a
What did
fantastic
you?
game
Why are you
development.
going
Love
there?
it. Jumping into it now, of course, and there's Mango again represented on the mouse pad of young Jorg, who has an 18 for 6 half.
Lit up the server.
Oof, man. It's just so sick to see. And it's so sick to see this dynamic player fit into a roster that is so
They're saying in the
so
Brazilian stream that
consistent,
Shannon and
well-drilled
Quatsia were
as
struggling
G2.
to understand some of
It's a matchup
Verno's
made in
calls on
heaven.
map
It's
2.
opposites attracting.
Hey, they were
It's
struggling on
covering
map
for your
1.
weaknesses.
He was calling,
Beautiful.
he was calling A main,
moment in
and
the offseason.
they didn't know what he was
Man,
saying.
there might be an adjustment period for this.
We said that, right?
That was a
Yeah.
fast
They just met in the middle.
That was-
They both.
It did not take much time at all.
I'd love
It
to
is a
see that.
match made in heaven, like you said.
Peanut butter and jelly.
I think it's just Shannon though, isn't
Incredible
it?
squad that's been put together.
Quatsia's English is
Let's
like
not
really
take too
good.
much away from MIBR. 14-12 was the result on Pearl, and they made it close on Haven now. The attack side on Ascent, they've got a bit of a chase
3-2
here.
for
It all
pistols.
starts with this ever crucial
And
pistol.
MIBR got to be winning this one.
Fast B-split.
Salvos separate the two over towards market. No dash anymore.
Okay,
Okay, that's...
talk about the getaway plan. He
Yeah,
is
that
out
one
there.
is nice.
Might come back
And then
with
he's going to
saturate.
send it over
You know
towards
what?
side.
Light speed, Aspas deals with him.
Oh,
Again, gotta get
Leaf,
up early in
mate.
the morning to come at that guy.
He might have
Leaf's
done-
able to
he might
play
have
two
another
right
one.
away. Sick map from him. Action doesn't get
He
him
did a
there.
good amount of damage
Up to
though.
Cortezia and Shannon, the two young guns. There's only one gun in the game for MIBR now.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to get a plum, but
As he did back on Haven, where he was the star for MIBR, frankly.
Just
he
locking
can get a
down that
plan and he
garage
can
area.
cam
So
on
nice. To be
the
fair,
spike, that's about
some of
it.
his retake plays on A have been
And then he needs to try and get
stellar.
a kill.
Yeah, he is certainly in terms of the firepower.
Dude, why are
the
they
shooting,
always
one of
up?
the cleanest that you will see that we've got in Americas at the moment. This would have to be an unbelievable clutch.
Again, his opponents are softened up. It could be good for it. Valen is one shot. Jonah also takes some damage. Cortezia doesn't care. He's
Okay, dude, the jumping classics are just way too much on this. Double
Previous
pistol.
moments of isolation,
It's
tough
a rough
to
one
connect
for
those shots.
MIBR. They got
Put in a
double
very
pistol,
impossible situation like G2,
1v2,
were able to just rush him down with the
1v2.
numbers.
1v3. That is really rough.
I don't want to be a doomer.
There was a game like this recently where they lost double pistols and all the clutches. I can't remember who it was.
Down 4 rounds already. It's a grim tale that's being painted by the scoreboard here, Wyatt.
It absolutely is. I can have fun hitting the site with John Leaf right now. The actual Shaq and Kobe performance at the moment. I mean, combined for 37 kills.
Aspas saw him in the thing. Oh, really? Thought it was his
The rest of the team has 17.
crew. Oh yeah, it is the crew game. Crew Sentinels, you're right. Okay, all in on this one. They're all in. We've got to pay attention. Big distraction over towards B main as they send it through middle. And I'm looking at this pause and feeling good for Trent. Yeah.
They go 1 for 1, and now pressure on these anchors.
Verno Aspas a little bit low, softened up here by the defenders, and Valen's going to fall back to B, but he's
It's the best gun for it.
And Jorgamo slaps him down. That's the Outlaw doing its thing, and G2
Very,
gets
very
double
nice.
digits.
Yeah, this is just a day where John
Communism with the Prime, thank you for the 8 months. Thank you. Dude, let's look at Jorgmo. 21 to 7.
Today that ends in day, then.
As much as I'm not a Waylay believer, he's doing some nice stuff. Like they're set fast, all rounds good, they're set fast, double salvo flash is good. He's getting good value out of this at the moment because they're going
I
fast.
do wonder, you know, Teo obviously really
The
a role player
refract,
trend's been
whatever
a
it's
lot for
called.
this series now, looking to facilitate and set up, and sometimes just getting caught with that util in hand. It happens.
And back on Haven, their IGL top fragging. Crazy, man. MIBR, they're forced now onto an eco for real. After trying to force to get back in the game, you can't.
I mean, sometimes you just gotta accept that it looks good,
Down
Pecan.
on the pistol round, but now things are dire for real.
But a good amount of it is him as well.
Should be at 11.
Just that stinger for Aspas brought in. Sheriffs. Seem to look pretty darn good, in fairness. Oy, okay, Jorgamo gets his. Out we go, light speed away, and Trent can pick up the slack. And MIBR have been offered enough room to hang themselves with now as they look to step onto the site. 1 by 1. Mode on down.
Yeah, no matter what, that's an ult for Trent into the next round.
And there's Jenna with the Sheriff eventually brought to heel.
All of those little moments, G2 are just fundamentally perfect. It's all the little things, but it's a 99% chance that they're going to do them right. Jaw facing on that angle. The second he dashes away, Trent says, okay, there's going to be a guy swinging to chase. Immediate pop out of the smoke. Free kill goes. But it's like all of the little things.
It's second nature at this point.
It is. They're just such a well-oiled machine.
And when you get into a long series, and you're a team like G2 who can fall back on years of fundamentals and chemistry,
MIBR with your pick'ems, yeah. But
what more could you ask for?
I mean,
These guys know how to play a long game if they have to.
they should be happy with what
Talked
they
about
did.
fatigue, how it creeps in,
It was
and
worth
MIBR
it.
have to be feeling it now.
It's probably closer than most
On the
people
precipice of
thought it was
starting
going to
this
be.
stage At 2-0, any questions about struggling getting back from Bangkok would certainly be out the window at this point. They are far too consistent.
Okay, Aspas likely hindered. No, actually, not affected by that saturation. And we're going for it. 12 and 12 here. Oh, the timing!
Yeah,
It's
they were not
perfect. Leaves
expecting
Savage
the
up away, but
aggro.
That's a big opener.
Trying to catch timing of his own, but does not want to take a duel at that range with the stinger.
Remember, this could be the game here in this round. I mean, it's working.
Okay, this time Jonah
Sure,
was
and
expecting it
that's
as well.
So off, the flash comes late from Artsin
Way
with the
too
peak.
early, and that's the fundamentals that G2 we talk about. They're falling back on MIBR. They mess up at a crucial moment. Still with a player advantage. Valen with a stinger. Okay, just run forward. Yeah, I've
I
seen it
mean,
work in this
he
series,
thinks
in
he's going to
fact.
swing from A main. He did the right thing.
Cortez here again, just doing what he does best.
At that point, Valen just didn't know where to go. There was nowhere realistically to go. Right, cleaned up. Credit to Artsin.
So long way away.
Mid-round timing, catching Trent on the rotate out of tree. That gave them the opportunity to get into that A site.
I just love this, like, from Aspas. I mean, it's such an odd timing to take. It works out, and then, like, all you have to do is be able to play off the flash being set up for you by Artsin, and just not quite there.
You believe? I mean, I respect the belief, but they're doing too much good stuff.
Is the undertone to that round that allows MIBR to triumph.
We're still nowhere near this comeback becoming a reality yet for MIBR.
What is this
round
one?
at a time for them. And really the danger
Knife
against
close.
G2 comp in this
Omen flash
specific
deep.
matchup. Oh my God,
Go
look at
on
the
top
action
and
down
then-
mid, straight off the jump, huh?
Yep, bit
Sure.
of a variation thrown in there by G2. Again, it just seems like nothing.
Where did they want it,
Nothing
Salvo? Don't think we got to see it.
That instant tiles crunch, classic play on this map, but new layer with the waylay, you can just dash in so quick, so far.
I need Bro's headshot percentage again this series. It's got to be something disgusting. 1 for 1. Okay, I respect it. It's going to be a little late, this though, late re-wrapping. How long will it take for MIBR to start checking their 6 here? I think that's a question well worth asking. Is they're going to clear B?
Slow from Leaf, Valen, patient, quiet, wrapping through B main.
They're here very early.
Should be able to trade this out.
Very, very early. Oh, it's a great little jump peek.
Yeah, that's so important.
Last player standing.
Buddy. All right, Leaf, 19 for 9. Has nothing to look at here, as all of MIBR are tucked in the prescribed locations, and he just has to step up. See if he's got the raw aim to take it out. Unseen low, he's taking no damage yet. Shots coming through the boxes.
Dude, honestly.
Maybe believe for a moment.
Yeah, I thought when he got the fast kill, I actually thought he had it.
Okay, brick by brick, MIBR.
Fast kill on the little sidestep.
Some ultimates now coming online as well. Neural theft here for Cortez. This is the man himself.
Ooh, a little lineup.
Back foot, able to dish out 2 beautiful headshots.
Cool play from G2 though. You know, again, it's classic play. That one dates back to 2020.
Do it with Jet, do it with Waylay. Yeah. Tiles crunch works either way.
I like the attempt. The real danger here for MIBR is the fact that this G2 comp is just so much more dense.
Look how far back.
Round-changing ultimates than the standard Ascent.
So everyone waiting for some kind of aggro play, especially as they eco.
The convergent paths and the null command and the steel garden compared to what you've got, you're diffed in the ult game. So eventually G2 can just build up to all of those. They all press the button and they should be able to get to 12. That's the real danger here for MIBR. That's what they have to be concerned about. Real uphill battle.
So they take their time here. They don't lay claim to much of the map though. Shenum, of course, can always rejoin MIBR when required, or even go ahead of them with this ultimate and be the vanguard to set up on B. Slowly as we go, every corner being checked, every I being dotted, the T's being crossed. It's such an important round.
Counter paranoia off the noise from Valen, who wants to
I've clear over towards short as well. Yeah, G2 used a lot into this, even though it is the eco.
But it gives Jordan
Still got Trent's ult if they really want to double down.
A weapon that's worth pinning your hopes on. This might just call a cancel here for MIBR, as Aspas was able to force that refract.
Wow, this is actually forcing MIBR to late rotate into the A site. Look at
yeah,
the
and they got Fawns.
That's brazen from Jonah P.
Still so much delay. Yeah, there's still a Fawns here. Oh god, that's the one. That's the one. Trent's got the most perfect ult. They have a small window to plant, but
Leaf has to share a shot to end this one, surely. Aspas wins it, but here comes Leaf once more. Verno's got to go for the
very nice.
Play, and he guts Leaf, entrails everywhere, but no
30 seconds, they're over towards short. They got to deal with a KO nades, then salvos. And once the salvos are done, a Teo ult. And then once all of that's done, there's Fawns on site. And then into a Visal. What a nightmare.
Still on this round, you only have 2 guns, but they realized, Jaw realized that with the state of the clock, they could just rout the entire MIBR team back to a low on time, where they have to deal with the Tejo and the Vice setup. That was so intelligent from G2.
All because of one
incredible round. Genuinely incredible macro.
One Waylay ultimate funneled MIBR.
Reckon he went short to buy time for the salvos? No, man. He comes to that good, then I respect it.
Just really expected that there would have been a heavier rotate.
I think he just knew they were gonna eat the flash and have util out. I think you give him too much credit, but I like your thought process.
Man, I'm genuinely so impressed by that.
And MIBR don't attempt to play towards mid to try and catch the rotate there. They say, no, come to us. We have a web that is spun, that is ready to ensnare you entirely. It's kind of
I mean, he's 11-6 up though.
We just don't need it. Deadlock already has to be so proactive on defense with that util. Just get Tejo in there.
Gotta say, it's also quite difficult to lose when you have 2 players that have
Okay, 6 chances. And this might get a little bit lower because of the ults, but this is the thing, man. Let's just compare the ults. Like, this can win you a round. This can. Well, people are getting a little bit better with the Vice ults. So they got some nice ults here. And this is only like really 2 ults. I mean, I guess this on Aspas is legit, but
G2 now, match point. It's about landing the plane.
you got like
MIBR
set round easy call
refused
ults.
to give an inch this whole series, and now, of course, more than ever, they're going to lock in to try and extend the game on Ascent. Straight into tree, no resistance offered here by G2 yet, but there's Leaf, just pops up when he's needed. Hardest Fury comes in, but it's just a bit too slow. Ponderous, Verno does catch Jonah at least. This evens up the numbers, but Cortesia needs to get to the spike. Cybercage will pave the way.
No way, that's so unlucky for Trent.
Couldn't get that time to fire off the Vandal.
Ooh, Cortesia dicing with death, and Jorg gets caught out by Verno, top mid. That's the player advantage that MIBR was searching for, and a TP over to B should guarantee a
Does
play.
Verno drone this
trying to get to B
on the corner?
So no one can actually rush him down. Dark cover.
Nah, he just wins the jaw.
Sure. Yeah, on that angle. Well done from him to get the fast rotate.
Drake here as well, just kind of knows it's chalked. The money here.
Vice on this map, yeah, Vice on this map's legit, because same as
See
Killjoy.
if they can close the game out there, but great stuff for MIBR. That top mid position for Verno, sublime.
One round at a time for MIBR. G2 with 5 chances to close out the game. Start this season off with a nice little 2-0. Taking down one of their top contenders in the group early on.
Such an odd encounter there. Trent
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
at Garden. You can see like Cortesia, like, you know, has to jump away. There's paranoia thrown out. Neural theft is used. It reveals Trent. Cortesia gets away.
I gotta say, it's good to see Verno on the Sova. I think this is the agent where he's really at his best. I think that was always the case when you would watch him.
Yeah, that is the case in Tier 2.
He was really making a name for himself, and with Ascent back in the pool, this could
Yeah, he had some of the most thought into his Sova ults,
you know, like spam
on
into
maps.
B main, right? You need to find other ways, especially
It got kind of
really get
readable,
value.
but
And honestly,
he definitely had like a couple of
on this map, he's looked
ults on
really good.
defense that he would always like to do in reaction to stuff. Like, he used to be the guy that would always get
That
to.
doesn't mean you don't have to be worried if you're MIBR. Have seen so many games end, or rather so many comebacks end prematurely because suddenly you get eco'd.
Low buy. Smoke goes out, re-clear over towards it. Ooh, I like this. Smoke. Salvos, flash. With the info now, they can heavy stack over towards B and feel confident about it.
Looking at this part of the
Oh no, not this Bucky.
No.
Yeah. The Aviator, he's been known as. Fallon going to be spotted out. Yes, that's over. Util definitely getting value. Jorg also spotted.
It's nice Util from MIBR though.
Now onto the side, he just burst out.
The spike is down on stairs right now.
Trent can create a lot of pressure.
Verno wants to clear with these shock darts, but here comes Trent.
Sorry,
Another swing.
Leaf
This
can
time
create a
doesn't
lot of
pay off,
pressure.
though. And the Bucky, unfortunately.
The Ray boss down.
And Jonah and Leaf don't have the
Still
best
kind of
equipment
winnable.
here. Leaf has to step up with the Sheriff. There's going to be a crossfire here, but Cortesia has no
They
reason
had
to
this
really
guy.
move.
So it goes down to a 2-on-2,
Clearly
you'd
seems like
imagine.
G2 know that Cortesia has been stuck in this position, that they can get this free kill and then move on there. And then Jonah essentially ready to pre-fire, wants to recover that Phantom.
Here's Leaf stepping up.
What a shot.
This
Not
could be
like
a problem. Chenom
Not like
MIBR in the game. It's a rifle recovered by Jonah. Leaf has one too.
He's kinda low.
A bonafide 1 versus
Nice
2 at
shot.
time. Ticking with Chenom finds an opportunity. Leaf taps it. Has to be quick about it now, but he's wrapping further. And Chenom evades death. No time really.
Ah,
for
what
Leaf to
lovely
work
shots,
now and
though.
take the kill and walk away,
Oops,
and
they
we
played the
still have
music.
play on the six.
Little bit of stat padding
Audio
for
guys
Leaf
wanting
just
to go
try
home.
get ahead of John.
He was out of there,
Scoreboard
pushed the big
still
button.
you can't be mad at that.
Okay, 6 chances down to 4.
Just a bit longer. Chenom taking his time, and that 1 versus 2 expires the clock, wins the crucial first engagement.
30 seconds.
Got so scrappy after Trent was able to convert 2 with the Stinger fighting over on stairs.
Still not talking about true comebacks yet.
No, we're not in that territory just yet.
But a fast hit behind this null command here to A could be just what the Doctor ordered. If
Might
the
get
Doctor
that.
didn't really care about preserving life at all and actually wanted mass casualties, but
Might get KO for KO.
Counter
So
0.2
the knife
Jonah P.
hits
Also
Aspas.
with his null command, he's stationed at A, connected that
They
onto Osbox, but that does give fair bit of info, knowing that the duelist is taking point on that section.
Yeah, they're
of
like,
the
do we
map.
really want to hit the side where we know the KO is?
Stealth drone recruit does see Cortezia.
Oh my goodness, he
Able to
actually
defend it. He's
tanks a
crossing
lot
back
here.
towards B at the moment.
great
Fortunate
spam.
to have that extremity control. Regardless of all that, MIBR, they've been able to walk
3-person. I'm surprised.
Okay, Razorvine thrown out in front. Jonah P deals it
Sure.
Arsene as soon as it pops up.
This is dumb. The only way they can win this is Cortezia wins this duel over towards me at middle,
The
but
clock has been wasted. Look at you two. They were really
Love
pushing
this.
triple player.
yeah,
onto
they're
Cat.
so proactive.
MIBR can't come through mid, surely not.
No, Cortezia flashed off. He's trying to.
Dude, Jogamo's won this.
They
They got some lovely reactions.
Look at this
There's a pinch
position
here.
from Jaw.
There's a pinch. Player in Kabi, Jorg is also going to be here as well.
Yeah.
Trigger discipline is there. But Leap
No
doesn't take it.
way.
Pass again. Crucial kill.
It's a wild shot from Aspas. It's a lovely omen flash.
It's a little dicey, caught out by the util. Throws down this recon.
We're down to 20 seconds on the clock. Both G2 players are ready to fight right now on the side.
Oh my.
Who deals with Shannon, and now up to young Verno, youngest player in the league. With 12 seconds left, needs to plant, needs to keep MIBR's head
Davos,
above
of
the
course.
surging tides. But here's the delay. The util comes in from Teo. He's got to stick it, and there's no chance. Valen soaks it up, and Verno's out of time.
Damn, very, very nicely done from G2. Very, very nice. Dude, this game delivered though. This is a banging game. One of the better games of the year.
On Ascent, but that wasn't enough compared to the all-star